Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to the Fantasy EFL show. Haven't been around for a couple of weeks, been doing some threads on X instead due to it being the Christmas period, been a bit unwell, lots of things going on, but hope you all had a great Christmas. Hope you all have had a good start to your new year in 2025, and I hope you'll join me for 2025. If you do like the show, please like, please share, please subscribe. It all helps. And we'll get stuck straight into it. We're going to do the usual, go through game week 21. We'll look at the league table, the top performer, then we'll go into game week 22. So let's just get stuck straight into it then. Game week 21 wasn't the best for me without the max chip, but 153 points, had some really good moments, some really poor moments. Watford being the massive letdown for me, only picking up that one win, 7 points, and 2 losses against strugglers Cardiff and QPR. And obviously that was tripled up in the triple game week with a performance of Backman, who only picked up 3 points in goal, and my captain, Vakumbayo, who only picked up, again, 4 points, but 8 if you're captain. So didn't really prosper for me with Watford there. But what did, though, Salford City, absolutely loved picking up Salford this week. It paid dividends. They only conceded 0 goals. So fantastic return on not conceding. They scored 6 as well. Got that 1 away win in there. 27 points overall, 3 wins. Perfect performance from Salford. And Osama Ashley to go with that. He picked up 19 points as my vice captain. Wing and Adams, 26 points apiece. Wing getting 3 assists in 3 games. Adams popping up with a late goal in the last fixture. Dimitru and Cabano picking up 19 and 18. And as we said, Backman picking up 3, taking us to a mere 153 points. It isn't the worst, it isn't the greatest. I've seen some really good point holes, especially with the max captain, with a max chip in there. Seen a few like pushing over the 200 mark, the 240 mark. So well done to you guys. Credit to you, because fantastic game week for many of you. And we look to have a better game week in game week 22. But let's take a look at game week 22 and the top performer. And 219 points. Waymaker FC. Look at that. Garber picking up 70 plus points with the captain pick there. Yeah, wow. What a few performances there. Look, 18, 10, 9 with using the max chip as well. Absolutely brilliant points return there. Stanford, 11 points. And Leighton Orient picking up maximum points as well. 3 wins there. 1 away win, only conceding 2. Pick Salford as well. Leahy at the back. Look at that response from Leahy, having not played against the Charlton, picking up 14, 1 goal in that game there. Brilliant return. 219 points from Waymaker FC. Excellent. Well done to you. Tip my cap. And where does that leave us for the overall? So let's take a look at the usual top 10. Now, the top 6 haven't actually moved from the previous game week, which is, for a triple game week, you'd expect a lot of movement, but they haven't. So Preg and Gessen still sits atop with 1866 and has created a little bit of a gap now between second place JPFC, just slew it in third, and 1765. Just behind on 4th place, Telly Tubbses, with EFL Fantasy Josh on 1 point behind in 5th place. Take it as a 1 point behind EFL Fantasy Josh in 6th. And then the real movement is in 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, where Lord Redez moves up to 7th with 187 point haul. Les Herbies with 196 points this week moves up on 1736, only 6 points behind in 9th. 50 Shades of Flay with 1730. And then in the top 10, moving down, Bojong Swang, who was a top performer, has moved down into 10th with Nordic Albion just behind in 11th. That is the Fantasy Show EFL table where we're at right now. Now let's look at where we're going to be in game week 22. And as you can see, all revealed. Here we are now, all revealed in game week 22. This is what we're going with. It is a sort of a mini double game week, especially for teams in League One and League Two. So it is a very heavy outlook on our League One and our League Two teams. And we've gone with Goodman in goal. The Wimbledon goalkeeper, 0.3% selected, got 11 points last time out, 9 in the win against Gillingham, 2 in the draw against Swindon, 2 in the draw against Chesterfield. Has a double game week and has some favourable matchups, looking at Norput and Fleetwood. Seen as even matchups, could go either way, but a total of 99 points, averaging 4.5 points a game in 22 appearances. He's conceded 18 goals, kept 10 clean sheets as well. So look for him in an even game week to produce some saves, to have some attacks against them. Moving in to the back three then in our 3-2-1 that we've gone with. We've gone with Joe Lowe. Now, Joe Lowe is someone that I've had a little look at for other reasons for the transfer window this week, but he's popped up with some decent outlet. He's got 8 clean sheets, 14 tackles, 105 clearances, 13 blocks. Going to vice captain him this week, 16 points in the triple game week, as we spoke about, 2 in that win there, 5 in the loss against Charlton. But look, 9 clearances, 2 tackles. Someone, I was toying with him and Leahy, perhaps someone that you could bring in if you wanted to bring in Leahy, and you start looking at where he would be at. Sort of Low is probably going to be your main outlet. I know a lot of people picked up Lee for the last game week in 21, and he picked up a lot of points there, but we're going to go with Low this week. Next pick, Matthew Baker, the Newport County defender, 0.1% selected. Going to see a lot of 0 point something selected players this week. 8 points in the last time out, 4-4-4, pretty average. Likes to just put up the average points there, but in a double game week and a couple of a mid to favourable fixture, really do like what he's going to offer in defence here, especially with Wimbledon being quite an attacking team. Would expect him to do some defending. To finish off our back three, Max Emma, the defender from Gillingham, 0.1% selected again, averaging 5.5 points, 7 points in the loss against Wimbledon, 14 clearances, 2 tackles. But he's had a couple good point returns in the last month, 8 points, 2 points. He's got a favourable fixture against Bromley Town, and in the mid fixture, a ledge against Chesterfield, making up the back three. This is where it starts to get interesting now, because we move into midfield, and we have gone with Ben Wiles, the Huddersfield Town midfielder, who has got 2 matchups against Rotherham and Wickham this week. 1.4% selected, averaging 5 a game. Picked up 12 last week out, 10 in the draw against Burton Albion. 10 key passes, 1 assist. Someone who likes to get his foot on the ball and get forward, hoping for a bigger return this week from him. And again, sticking with Newport County, because of the 2 matchups, 0.1% selected Brian Morris. I've looked at Brian Morris, didn't start last time out. I've read that he wasn't kept out for any other, for transfer reasons or anything like that. It's just managing him. So I'm hoping he's going to make the grade and he's going to start. Look at that 30-point haul there. We got a hat-trick, 2 interceptions. Really, really like what he can do when he can play. Likes to get on the ball. So he's going to be one that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. He may be a replacement candidate. So look out for that, because he may be someone that we look to replace if he can't go. All these selections are obviously pending injuries, things like that being kept out. You've got the transfer market you need to keep an eye on now, because some players will be kept out because of their future. So we do need to keep an eye on that. One player I do expect to have a bit of business surrounding them this window is the player we move on to, our striker now, Richard Kone, 0.9% selected. 20 game week points that last time. He got 3 points there. In the game against Charlton, got himself a goal. In the game against Stevenage, got himself 2 goals. Did miss that penalty though, but really, really solid points return. You look at his fantasy stats, 23 appearances, 12 goals, a hat-trick, 24 shots on target, averaging a shot on target a game. So look to get him in your team this week in a double game week. I think he's going to be the best of the bunch for strikers in the double game week. You haven't got your Louis Barrys and players like that this week. So you know, you've got to look out for what is the best of the rest. And then moving into our two teams, AFC Wimbledon, really like what they're going to do. I expect them to beat Newport. I know I've got Newport, some players in there, but you still have to try and go with what you think is going to happen in relative terms to where you think your points might come as well. They're 2.8% selected recently, 10 points in the last game week out. They've been a bit hit and miss, lost against Chesterfield, picked up a draw and then a win. So unbeaten in their last two. Solid game week return for 21, win, loss and draw, but expect them to bounce back and have a good week this week. And then Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield been quite impressed with recently, playing really, really well. Like the matchups, Wickham will be a tough matchup for them. But, you know, if you look to get one win on the board for one of your triples, it just accounts for you picking one of your single teams this week. The Wickham game being away from home as well. And the Wimbledon games both being away from home. That's your extra points there as well. Huddersfield been really, really good. Draw last time out. Beat Stockport, beat Cambridge, drew with Lincoln, beat Mansfield, beat Wigan, beat Leyton Orient, a team that is also flying Leyton Orient. So look out for these picks this week, and that is what we're going to go with. We're going to 3-2-1 with Goodman in goal, Lowe, Baker, MR at the back, Wiles and Morris in midfield, Cone out front with Wimbledon and Huddersfield. These are subject to change, but these are what we're going with right now. If there is any changes, because we will do some drafts, we'll send out some threads. These will go out in a thread for you to take a look at. But there is some games tonight that the show should go out before the games hopefully go ahead, but we need to look at the fixtures because there is some tonight. But we'll start with what we got in this game week with the championship. And we start on the 4th. 12:30 kickoffs. We have Blackburn, Stoke City and Swansea all kicking off at 12:30. Blackburn taking on Burnley, Stoke taking on Plymouth Argyle, Swansea, West Brom. Moving into the 3 o'clocks, we have Bristol City Derby, Hull at home to Leeds, Middlesbrough Cardiff, Norwich at home to Coventry, Preston, Oxford, Sheffield Wednesday, Millwall, Watford, Sheffield United, Sunderland, Portsmouth, Queen's Park, Rangers ending the week on the 6th at 8 o'clock against Luton Town. Moving into League One, then again, we have a couple of 12:30 kickoffs for you. Burton Albion v Northampton Town, Cambridge United take on Bristol Rovers. Moving into the 3 o'clocks, Barnsley Crawley, Charlton Reading, Exeter Bolton, Huddersfield Rotherham, Leyton Orient Shrewsbury, Lincoln take on Stevenage, Stockport v Mansfield, Wigan versus Birmingham, Wrexham v Peterborough United, Wickham v Blackpool, and Wickham finishing off their double game week against Huddersfield Town on the 7th. Moving into League Two, where we have a lot of our double game weeks that will be coming up this week, starting off with tonight's game. 2 games tonight that kick off the double game week. Gillingham at home to Bromley, Newport County at home to AFC Wimbledon. We've got some Gillingham, we've got some AFC Wimbledon and Newport County in our team tonight. Moving into the weekend's fixtures at 12:30, we have a couple in there: Cheltenham Town, Walsall, Notts County, Swindon, and then 1 o'clock, Bradford, Grimsby. Barrow then taking on Harrogate at 3 o'clock, Colchester's Accrington Stanley, Doncaster Rovers, Port Vale, MK Dons, Salford, Tranmere, Carlisle, Chesterfield, Gillingham, Bromley Town away at Crewe Alexander in the next of their double game week. Fleetwood taking on AFC Wimbledon, and Newport finish off against Morecambe. That is your mini double game week that we are looking at there. That's the end of that then. So yeah, please tell me what your thoughts are. Like I say, it will be subject to change. Probably looking at someone like Morris, Lowe. These are teams that I may be looking at to tinker with, pending any information coming out on injuries being kept out. It is transfer season. I need to reiterate that again. It is going to be difficult with transfer season for you to have some of the star players in that may be subject to some transfer news. They may be kept out for that reason, where the app doesn't actually have injury suspensions and things like that logged to the player when you're selecting them. You've got to get your research and you've got to take a look. So this will be subject to change. Tell me your thoughts as always. Please get in the comments. Let me know what you think, what you would change, what you would do. And tell me and show me your results as well. I want to see your teams. Really, really enjoy doing it. So please like, please share, please subscribe to the channel, and look out. The show will be going out on a podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and of course on YouTube. And we will be on X, where we will be building the threads for you to take a look at. So with that, Happy New Year again to everybody, and we'll see you for the recap of Game Week 22 in Game Week 23. Catch you on the next one.